Down 2019 and look forward to 2020. We have one more gift for you before we close out this year. Home Sale is now live and ready in the REW backend, kansascityhomes.com/backend, for you to set up your active listings. You're going to see a lot of similarities between the new Home Sale product and our old eVantage system. Let's take a quick tour of it and I'll show you a quick walkthrough on how to set up one of your active listings. I'm at the login screen here. I'm going to hit sign in. I'm actually signing in today as Susan. She has active listings that we can use. I'm going to click on the hamburger in the upper right, go to the CRM. Very similar to the navigation on Compare, Home Sale is going to rest right over here on your left-hand side. So we're going to click Home Sale. Right now there are no reports created. We're going to hit the plus button up here in the upper right. Very similar to Home Compare, you can start the report by typing in an existing CRM, first name, last name, or email address, an existing client, or you can start a report and add somebody to the system if they're not already in. The same business rules do apply in Sale as they do across the entire site. So if, for instance, if you're on a team and you have set up a seller, your team members will not be able to set up their home sale record. You're going to have to set up their home sale record. It has to start with the person that has created the lead in CRM. So we're going to click here on Create New Report. I'm going to go ahead and add in first name, last name. We don't want Susan's email address. We actually want Sally's email address. We are not going to set a password. Not going to put telephone number in right now. My recommendation on both Compare and Sale is to not include a title. Skip that field. We're going to come down here to MLS number. As I start putting in MLS numbers, it's going to pull up for me the active listings that I have in MLS. Regardless of whether I am the first listing agent or second listing agent, MLS numbers that I'm assigned to either will come up. So let's click right here on the first one. Once I click on that, it's going to map the listing for me here. And then down below, it's going to autofill our street address, pertinent information here. While it doesn't look like mailing address down below is required, it is. A quick way to do this, if they live at the property, is just copy property address. And then we're going to set our email settings. So first thing we're going to do is frequency. Do we want the seller to receive updates daily or weekly? For this one, let's click daily. Very similar to Compare, we've got a column here for agent emails and then over here for seller emails. So on agent emails, if we want to get notified on new listings, price change and status change, we've got when the user enters the site, when feedback is approved and sent, or I'm sorry, this is manually approved feedback. So if we want to manually approve whether to show or not show feedback, we need to select this button. And then if we want to receive as the agent an email on new showings, cancellations, new showing feedback, and new marketing activity that we input, we can select those as well. Seller options over here, if we want new listing, price change, status change, new showings, feedback, and if we want them to receive an email when we input marketing activity, we'd select this. So I have the initial search criteria or initial settings. I'm going to go ahead and hit next step and then I can input my search criteria. As I hit this, it's going to look very similar to Compare. Again, this starts with a radius. If I don't want the radius, I'm going to click this X right next to it and I'm going to draw a polygon. Here's my house right here. I want to stay on this side. Of 119th. Draw my polygon by clicking, go back to where I started, and there's my polygon. I'm now going to hit the caret right up here and I can fine-tune results. If I want to bracket the price range, I can do that here. Bedrooms, bathrooms, garages. This is new. City has been moved up here, and it's the same in Home Compare. This is a new release that happened in the last week or so. If my Polygon had crossed over into, let's say, Olathe, because we're really close here to Olathe, I could have had the option for Olathe as well. But right now we're just in Overland Park. I don't need to select that box for it to be included. Subdivisions, if I want to select specific subdivisions from my Polygon, I can do that. If I want them all included, I'm not going to select anything. School district, I'm not going to select anything. I want her to see both. And then days for non-active, this is sold listings. It's going to go 30 days back unless I change this. I typically default to 90. And that is all the criteria that I am going to select for this report. You do have the option to select all sorts of criteria down below. For the sake of this report, I'm going to keep it pretty general. I'm going to hit Refine Report. And then down below, this is a summary of what I have selected. And then very similar to Compare again, we've got our actives, pending, and solds. If I want to ignore any listings, I can do that just like I do in Compare over here. We'll go ahead and menu through. I'm going to save and proceed to the next step. This is the option to send the seller an email to let them know that they have been set up. If you want to be blind copied on this, select this box here. Here's the email. I don't want to make any changes to it. I'm going to go ahead and hit send email, and the report's been created. Let's take a look at what the report looks like. I'm going to click here on Report Summary, and in the magic box above the address, I'm going to hit View Client Report. So this is the client view on kansascityhomes.com on the front end. You'll notice up here is some navigation. They won't see this box back to CRM. That's for us to go back into the back end to make adjustments. There are 4 different tabs here. The report, again, looks very, very similar to Home Compare. You've got these 3 tabs. Information down below. We've got the same summary reports below each status category. Second tab is listing. This is for the seller to view their listing to see how it looks on kansascityhomes.com. We've got some analytics up here. If they hit view listing details, it'll open a new tab and take them to full listing details as it appears on kansascityhomes.com. You might notice here as I scroll down, this is an enhancement that happened in the last week that you'll be excited about. The map has moved up. It is now right under the essential information. It was towards the bottom of the page, but this has been moved up, so great enhancement. Go ahead and close that tab and come back over here. Marketing. This is any marketing activity that's been done. You'll notice that it does go back to the beginning of the list date. These are automatic that go in once the home has gone into kansascityhomes.com and into MLS. I'll show you in a few minutes how you can add your own marketing activity if you want to utilize that. And then showings. When I click on this tab, it's going to show me here at the top any future showings and then all past showings, and it will show feedback underneath if you've opted for the seller to receive feedback. We'll go back to the CRM, and I'll show you really quick how you add marketing activity. We're going to click the magic box above the address, and we're going to go down to marketing. And right here I can input marketing activity. Hit submit. If I had selected on the email options, the seller would have just received an email saying that new marketing activity has been input. You can see right here the marketing activity. If I want to edit that, I can, or I can delete it. We'll go ahead and delete that one. very simple tool to use. You'll see a lot of similarities between Compare and Sale. You'll see a lot of similarities between the old Sale platform and the new one. A lot of enhancements here as well. Much cleaner look for the clients, and really a fantastic platform for us to be able to stay in touch with the seller during an active listing and let them know what's going on. Thanks much, and have a great week.